I assume you have gone through this research paper on exact buckling solutions for rectangular plates under intermediate and uniaxial loads, and if you take a look at its table 1, you will find the authors have given the buckling intermediate load factors for different aspect ratios of the plate, for different boundary conditions and for different beta values. And in this tutorial I'll be uh, trying to find out this load factor for a rectangular plate with this aspect ratio and with free support conditions at the left and the right, and for beta value equal to 0.5. So the units which we have set is in Newton and meter. You create a new model, you create a grid, and let's say the plate is in the xy direction. So two grid lines for the xx, two grid lines for the y, and one for the z. And let's say the length of the plate is 100 mm, so it will be 0.1 meters, and height, in order to keep that aspect ratio to be 2, and then it will be 0.05, and this is it. So up till now we have been defining only the frame sections, in particular the line sections, but in this case you'll be using another element which is called the area element, and you can select it from the side toolbar here. Just click it and left click on this grid. So an area element has been created. This is the name ASEC1, and like before we define the materials, we would like a steel plate. So you can see it has all the properties of the steel plate, so that is fine. We would like to define certain properties of this area section, just like we define some properties of the beams and columns in the frame section. So for the area section you will find that by default it is it has been given a shell section, and there are two more options of plain and solid, and you can know more about them if you look at the CSI analysis reference, chapter 10. So it will give you all the definitions and properties of different elements. For the time being, take it for granted that this is a shell element, and we need to change its properties. So we'll choose a shell thin element. We can also choose plate thin element, but this is more flexible, so we'll choose this one. And the thickness, let us say we want a plate of thickness 5 mm, so that will be 0.005, and the bending thickness is kept the same as the membrane thickness, and only in very special conditions these two are made different, which you can find again in the analysis reference. For the time being we'll keep both of these to be same, and rest everything is okay. So we have now defined area section also. Now we would like to define the load cases. We want a live load, and let's name it as N2, and we do not want this dead load, so we can delete it. Okay, and then we would like to define the different analysis cases. So in this case we want a buckling analysis, so you can select it, buckling, and this is fine. So we can, yes, this is we have given it, it's in, it will start from the 0 initial conditions, and then we'll find the first 6 modes. Okay, fine, and we have defined everything. The only thing is now we have to assign it to the area element. So we select the area element and we assign was the section. So this was the section we defined. Okay, you can see, and then again we selected assign and materials. Okay, and then we set the analysis cases to be run. In solver options we want to perform buckling analysis. Okay, and in the analysis cases we don't want to run these analysis. Fine, One thing which we have not done till now is we haven't specified any of the boundary conditions of the loads, and to do that you have to take in that you have to note that in SAP you cannot assign a continuous loading to any one edge. So what you have to do is you have to discretize one edge in discrete nodes, and then individually you can provide the boundary conditions or the loading. So for to discretize it, you select it and go to edit and edit areas. You divide it. So let's divide it along the x-axis into 10 parts, along the y-axis also into 10 parts. So you can see all of them have been divided, and this is the mid-axis where we would like to assign the loads. So we select it and we assign loads. Let's say we want to give a load of 1 Newton to each of these joints towards the positive x-axis. So we choose 1, and similarly we would like to give a loads of -1 Newton. You can see, and we would also like to provide a boundary condition in the research paper. So this edge and this edge is simply supported, so we are going to make this, and we already discussed we are going to keep it these two ends as free. So everything is done. Analysis cases have also been set, so we are going to run the analysis now. I'll save it on the desktop, and let me call it as free plate buckling. Now it will provide the analysis, do the analysis, and you can see it has completed it, has found the modes, and you can see this is the first mode shape which you are getting, and this is the load factor which you are getting. So it means you have to apply 95908 times 1 Newton of force at each of these joints. So how many joints do we have? We have a total of 11 points. So 11 times this numerical value has to be applied in compression to make it buckle in the first mode, and you can have a look at it. Okay, so now we will like to verify it. It's important to note that N2 here is actually the load per unit length, and so what we are going to do is we are going to multiply 95908 with 11 to get the total load on this edge, and then divide it by 0.05 meters. And for that I have created a small MATLAB program. By the way, this whole thing is a dimensionless quantity, so if you keep the units consistent of all the parameters, then you should not have any problem. So for that I have used a value of E equal to 200 GPa, and thickness in meters, Poisson ratio, and value of D E into T cube upon 12 into 1 minus mu square. B value I have specified, A value is not required, but still I have just made a comment, and this is the value of N2 now. So 11 multiplied by SF is 95908 in our case, which the user will specify in the program, into 11 times 0.05. so this will be in newtons per meter, and this is the value. I am calling this value as P. So this is N2 into B square by pi square D. N2 into B square by pi square D. Fine. And now I am going to call it P equal to get era 95908 and we are getting a value of 2.3345, whereas here the value is 2.3254. So there is a small difference, and that is because we haven't been able to apply a continuous load. You can further increase the resolution by making more number of grids, more number of area elements within each area elements, and you can check for yourself. So once you are done with this, you can check it for other conditions, for other aspect ratios, for other beta values, and I hope this is sufficient. Thanks.